So talking about pushing ourselves away from the table of grace and rejecting really what God has for us at that place, in that kind of fellowship, in that kind of relationship with Him. Actually, one more thing that is worth mentioning is idols, and well, particularly I want to refer to one idol. And welcome to this morning jolt, and I hope it will quicken you in the spirit. And the verse is 2 Corinthians 6:16. And what agreement has the temple of God with idols? For you are the temple of the living God, as God has said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. And this is an amazing thought, that God will live in us and walk in us and live through us, and that way express Himself in this world. But I have this choice, this easy choice to say, nope, my way is more important. That's one of the idols that I want to refer to. Because an idol, what is an idol? Okay, so an idol today for us, usually most of us are not tempted to set up a little altar in the driveway and then I don't know, like sacrifice a lamb on it and something like that, and to worship some demon through that. Most of us, anyways. I think I've never met a Christian who is tempted to do that. But I have met many of us who are tempted to lift something higher in our lives than its place, than a place it deserves. We see this in the history of Israel. They have lifted up their children too high. They have lifted up their I don't know, a lot of things. I'm not going to go into it, but in our lives also it's possible to lift something out of proportion, out of place, to a higher place where God has placed it in our lives, and therefore make an idol of it. And really we can do that about anything. It can be money, sure, that's been said like a million times by a million preachers, I'm sure. It can be your spouse, it can be your child, it can be your home, it can be your family, it can be your darn car, it can be anything. We're capable of making idols out of everything, because God says, okay, this is the rightful place for it, and then we say, no, it's up here, it decides my life, and then it's an idol. Okay, it's that simple. But the point is that one of the idols that we can very easily make, and we're all tempted, is our own will, our own plans, our own desires. And that's an idol that will definitely sever us from the table of grace. That's where we are pushing ourselves away from the table of grace and are saying, no, thank you, I want none of it, I'm not interested, this is not my life, I'm not going to be part of that relationship with God, because I'm going to perform, I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to have my own plans, my own way, my own dream, and that's how I will live. I will not be receiving from Him those things. And self-importance, really. And this is a huge temptation, especially in the West, for individualistic societies. We can very easily make this mistake of elevating ourselves to a place where we do not belong and make an idol out of ourselves. Sure, we're responsible for our lives, we want to move forward in things and grow in maturity and so on, but we cannot make ourselves, lift ourselves to that place. In other words, Proverbs 3 verses 5 and 6 are now no accident in our Bible. They are there for a purpose. They're telling us that these things we shouldn't elevate, but we should just put them in a humble place. And humility is really the answer to this problem. And when this happens in our lives, gosh, that's a bad place to be. And one good feedback, I think I mentioned this a while back, is like hearing about this relationship of grace with God, the table of grace, as we speak about it here with you. It's is it making you already roll your eyes and say, come on, when are you going to say something else? If that's the case, then most likely you're not fellowshipping with that table of grace, because if you were, you would be thoroughly enjoying this, I promise you, because this table is very fresh for those of us who are partaking at it and who are enjoying its benefits in our lives. So that's a little bit of feedback for you, and God bless your day.